So have a seat up on your left. Just rest your hands lightly on the tops of your thighs. Let your upper arms just hang loosely by your side ribs. And just start with the noticing. We're always in such a rush to move into whatever activity we are supposed to be moving into. So can you be here with the noticing without needing to move into a pose, move into instruction, noticing what the mind, the response of the mind when it's in a noticing state. Is it jumping around? Is it calming down? And there's not a right and a wrong here. And you can begin to move the awareness or those thoughts, let's say the thoughts, to the back bottom part of your brain. That will, it won't get them away, but the goal can't be to get thoughts away, because when you try to get your thoughts away, they don't like it and they get louder. But if you move the thoughts to the back bottom part of the brain, it gives them a place to be where they are quieter. Allowing the other parts of the brain to open up to possibility. Give yourself permission to drop your awareness into the body, into the here and now. And then using the noticings in the body to make subtle adjustments, which may be beneficial, may direct the awareness from the periphery, from even outside of the body, the periphery of the body, towards the core of the body. So noticing the sit bones, noticing the pressure of each of them, and noticing which sit bone has more weight on it, and adjusting, seeing if you can find an even balance. Noticing that it's not just the movement from the sit bones or the hips that will do that, but the whole body gets involved. And then noticing what effect that has. For some, you'll notice when you seek that even balance of the sit bones that the groins begin to tighten. So you want to find a loosening and a lengthening there from the inner knee to the lower abdomen, lengthen. Finding a releasing as you descend the flesh of the inner thighs downward. And then drawing from the outer knees to the outer hips, compacting those hips together. Noticing the effects that those actions have on the parts of the body where you took the action, so on the legs. But the results of the actions don't stay in the legs. They transmit the torso, the breath. And then finding a lengthening from your hips to your armpits. Take the front bottom ribs towards the back body. Lengthen through the side ribs. Lengthen from your tailbone up through your spine. Each and every vertebrae, creating space between each and every vertebrae, going one by one. If a vertebrae seems to be off center, use your mind to move it towards the center until you get to the very top of the spine. And you let the energy flow through the crown of your head. And again, pausing to notice what were the effects of that, of those combination of actions. Let the shoulders descend, lengthen from the inner armpit to the inner elbows. And keeping the elbows where they are, take your palms together. Use the thumbs against the chest to lift the flesh upward. Lift the flesh of the chest upward without pushing the bottom ribs forward. Soften all the facial features. Let your eyelids close from top to bottom. If they're already closed, that's fine, but if they were open, closing the eyes. Resting your eyes into your cheekbone, gazing at the seat of your heart, the seat of your soul. Let's chant the syllable Om 3 times together, exhaling completely. Deep inhalation. Lifting your sternum towards the ceiling, lower your chin towards your heart. Release your hands onto your thighs with your palms up. With your eyes closed, raise your head. Gently let your eyelids open. All right, let's come into Adho Mukha Virasana, child's pose going forward. So you'll take your feet together, knees apart, sit back on your heels, extend your arms forward, and rest your head, which can be on the floor, but if your sit bones come up off of your heels, then you want to use a lift, and you know, the block is fine. At home, if you have other things, whatever you have is fine. But it's nice to have a lift under the head. So Sean, take the knees a little further apart to create space, and you may want to take one of those blocks and just gently rest it under the forehead, allowing your forehead to rest on the block. And when the head is resting, it gives an opportunity for the brain to soften. Right? Even in downward facing dog, the truth is often we don't have the head on the floor, but in the final pose, the head is on the floor. It makes it a restorative pose. When the head is just dangling, it does condition the brain differently. So spread the fingers wide. Lift the elbows up and take the outer shoulders down. So lift the elbows up away from the floor. Take the outer shoulders down towards the floor. You'll notice when you lift the elbows up, the shoulders come up. When you take the outer shoulders down, the elbows drop. So can you find that place in the middle where the elbows are coming up and the shoulders are going down, where one is not overtaking the other? That they're deciding to cooperate, to be friends with each other, give in to each other, and work with each other. So often parts of our body will fight for dominance, right? Especially the strong parts. We'll just keep getting stronger. But we need to create a space where the different parts of the body, even though they're doing different things, are working together. And then lengthen from the tip of the first finger through the inner arms, through the armpits, the side ribs. Move your sit bones back and down. Move your sit bones back and down. Now there's still the lengthening in the inner groin from the knees to the lower abdomen. There's still the descending of the flesh of the inner thighs. There's still the drawing from the outer knees to the outer hips. So that work of the legs that we did before sitting, that we've been working on for a long time now, all that is still there. Ensure that you're not just sinking in the front bottom ribs, but the front bottom ribs still move up into the body, which allows you to lengthen through the side ribs a little bit more. And then keeping that brain as calm as possible, come up onto your hands and knees. So prepare for downward facing dog. And if you need blocks, want blocks for downward facing dog, with a chair for downward facing dog, please use it. Press down through the ball of the first finger and thumb. Rotate the upper arms out. Push into the floor to lengthen through the inner arm. Lift your chest up off of your wrists. Turn your toes under, straighten your legs. Reestablish the arms. So the forearm rotates in, press through the inner hand, the upper arm rotates out. Inhale, lengthen through the arms. Exhale, come into downward facing dog. Take your thighs back. Take your chest towards your thighs. Take your sit bones towards the ceiling. Really turn those thighs in and press the thighs back. Use the legs to lift yourself off of your hands, off of your wrists, off of your shoulders. Don't do it by just pressing the shin bone or knee back. There's an opening of the knee, the back of the knee, the eye of the knee, right? We worked on that the other day. So the top of the calf goes down, the bottom of the hamstring goes up. Of course, the other parts of the thigh, the outer knee to the outer hip, lifting from above the front of the knee, the front quadricep, both sides, lifting the inner leg, inner knee to inner groin, or the top of the thighs, lengthening as you lift. And then maintaining that work with the legs, lengthen through the arms. Press into the hands, lengthen through the inner arms, armpits, and side ribs. Create as much length between the tip of your first finger and your sit bones as is optimal for you today. And as you extend your outer heels down towards the floor, lift your outer hips up. Let the skull release. Yes, we don't have, you're always welcome to put a support under your head. But if it's here, if it's not on a support, let it be. And then look up, walk your feet forward, come into a forward bend. Hold your elbows. Hold your elbows and take your upper arms in line with your ears. So don't just let your arms fall all the way down, but take your upper arms in line with your ears and let your head go. So Sean, if you can take your upper arms higher, that helps lengthen the back, not the torso, just the upper arms so that they're in line with your ears. Turn the thighs in, press the thigh bones back. Again, opening the eyes of the knees. So the top of the calf down, bottom of the hamstring up. Also lifting the outer knees to the outer hips, lifting the front of the quadriceps from right above the knee, lifting all the way up into the body, lengthening from the inner knees all the way up into the body. Moving your hips towards the ceiling, let your torso fall over your thighs. Let the skull release. See that the back of the neck becomes long, not just by tucking the chin, but by giving into gravity, by giving into gravity. And don't forget observation. That's the yoga part. All the instructions, it's just instructions. They're to get us to a place where you may have an opportunity to practice yoga. It is not the yoga itself. Coming back to downward facing dog, let your arms go, hands on the floor, walk your feet back or hands forward as the case may be. Turn your thighs in and press your thighs back. In fact, let's do this. Bend your knees slightly, just a little bit, not much, a little bit. And take your sit bones high up and far back, up and back. And now listen first. When you go to straighten your legs, you want it to feel as if your thighs are moving faster than your knees. They don't. But imagine the thighs move faster than your knees. From the top of the calf, extend down through the heel, take your thighs back. Thighs moving faster than the knees. Open up the eyes of the knees as you do this. That means the calf goes down, the hamstring goes up. The other parts of the thigh lifting. And keep those sit bones up and back. And one more time, bend the knees slightly, bend the knees, lift the sit bones high and back. Now take the chest towards the thighs. Take the chest towards your thighs. Now don't let the sit bones move, don't let the chest move. Straighten the legs, take your thighs back. Thighs faster than your knees. And then look up, walk your feet forward. Hold your elbows the opposite way you did the first time. Upper arms in line with your ears. So take your elbows and move them closer to the wall that your head is facing, the back of your head is facing. The back of your head is facing a part of the room. Can you take your elbows closer to the part of the room your head is the back of your head is facing? So away from your thighs is another way to say it. Take your elbows away from your thighs. And you can't really do that too much. Obviously, if it hurts, then it's too much. But move those elbows away from your thighs so that you get more length in the side ribs, so that you get more opening in the armpits. We've spoken about that in the past, open armpits. Now still doing the work of the legs, lifting outer knees to outer hips, lengthening inner knees to inner groins, opening the eyes of the knees. Move your hips towards the ceiling, let your torso fall over your thighs. Let your arms go, sweep your arms back, take your torso parallel to the floor. Keep the thighs pressing back, keep the arms extending back, chest forward. Maintain those actions as you inhale and come up. And you can turn to face the front. Tadasana, feet together. If you prefer feet hip distance apart, that's fine. If you're doing hip distance apart, you can do a wide Tadasana. There's nothing wrong with that. So you can find something optimal that's for you. But in general, it would be heels under the hip sockets. And that's fine if you want to create space for yourself, or that makes balancing easier. But otherwise, the traditional pose, feet together, so that means the balls of the toes touching, the inner heels touching, and depending on the makeup of your foot and how able you are to spread the toes, perhaps the big toes themselves touching. You might have to spread the toes up, so you can always lift your toes up, spread them away from each other, make space between them, like you're putting in one of those what do they call them after you get your pedi? You put those foam things in to spread your toes. Not that yeah, of course I've had a pedicure, of course. Not in Austin though. I haven't had a pedicure since I moved here. But then keep the toes spread, and as you place them down, try and keep as much of that spread as possible without gripping the toes. So the toes are just resting. Just resting. The weight is on the four corners of the feet, ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe, inner corner of the heel, outer corner of the heel. Toes are simply resting. Press the thigh bones back. See that your shoulders are not leaning back. So shoulders over the hips. Imagine you're against the wall and the shoulders are unable to move further back. The thighs, however, can. And for those that have knee issues or tend to lock their knees or over straighten the knees in the opposite way, please take your shin bones forward and your thighs back at the same time. Lengthen from the inner knees to the inner groins, all the way up to the lower abdomen. I shouldn't say to the inner groins because that is the groin. So through the inner groins, with the outer knees to the outer hips. Lift the front of the quadricep from the front of the knee all the way up to the top, beyond where the thighs meet the torso. Open the eyes of the knees so the top of the calf goes down, but the bottom of the hamstring lifts up. Keep the front bottom ribs towards the back body. Today's Thursday, so maybe Tuesday, we were taking the front bottom ribs towards the front body, lifting up through the side ribs, extend through the arms. Take your arms out to the sides. Keep them in line with your body. There's a tendency to take the arms forward. So can you open the armpits by taking the arms slightly back? Watch those ribs. The ribs will come out now. So keep the front bottom ribs towards the back body. Rotate at the armpit and turn your arm upward. So the palm begins to go upward. You go as far as you can from your armpit. It doesn't go the whole way. At the end, turn your wrists so your palms face up. Readjust the front bottom ribs. Take them back. Take the thighs back. Now, don't let the hands move forward in the room. It doesn't matter how close they get to each other. From your armpits, push your arms together or closer to each other, not together, towards each other. Keep the front bottom ribs towards the back body, back bottom ribs towards the front body. Using the back bottom ribs to move in and up. So the chin remains parallel to the floor, that you don't push your head forward. Extend the arms up as the shoulders go down. And turn your hands out to the sides. Exhale, come down. Interlacing your fingers together, take your right first finger on top. Turn the palms up. Keep the webbing of the fingers together. Straighten the elbows. As you extend through the wrist, move the shoulder bone back into the shoulder socket. It's not that you're pushing away from the shoulder socket. So the upper arm draws into the shoulder socket and the wrists move away from you. Watch those ribs. Take the ribs into the body. Inhale, come up. And without taking the shoulders back at all, can you take the arms back any amount just to open the armpits? The goal is to open the armpits, not just to do a back bend. Now hug the upper arms into the ears. Extend the wrist towards the ceiling, but again, drawing the upper arm bone back into the shoulder socket. And release your arms out to the sides. Come down. Tadasana, right back to Tadasana. So even here in Tadasana, we're extending out from the armpit, out through the inner arm, out through the hand. But that upper arm bone goes back into the shoulder socket. Interlace your fingers together the opposite way with the left first finger on top. Turn the palms out. Watch those ribs. So notice as soon as we take the arms out, the thighs tend to go forward. The ribs tend to go forward. Can you adjust? Thighs back, top of the buttocks down, front ribs back. Push the webbing of your fingers together. Inhale, come up. Open in the armpits each step of the way. Open the armpits more, open the armpits more, open the armpits more, open the armpits more, open the armpits more. Did I say open the armpits more? Hug your upper arms into your ears. Send your wrist towards the ceiling. Draw the shoulder bone into the shoulder socket. Watch those ribs. Observe. And release your arms out to the side. Come down. Tadasana, right back into Tadasana. That means the thigh, balancing evenly on the feet. Thighs back. Lifting through the thighs. Front thigh, side thigh, inner thigh, back thigh, all lifting. And the arms, extending out through the arms, but drawing the shoulder bone back into the shoulder socket. Taking on the awareness of the observer. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Take your fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet wide. Take the wide stance. So feet under your hands as your arms are extended. Drop the shoulders. Are you holding your arms up from your armpits? or from your shoulders. Hold them from your armpits. And even here, we tend to throw the hips, thighs forward. We tend to throw the ribs forward. So can you take the thighs back without leaning forward? So then we take the thighs back and we begin to lean forward. I'm exaggerating so you can see. So thighs back and ribs in, shoulders above the hips the whole time. And turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Press the outer rim of the back heel, turn the front thigh out. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Now keep pressing with your back heel. Reach with your back arm. Exhale, come down. But resist with that back arm. You want the back of your head to be in line with your buttocks, which is in line with your heel. If your torso is coming forward, right? If you go down too far, the torso comes forward. So Sean, I would recommend coming up a little bit on your shin so that you can lean back a little bit more, opening the chest. Observe your pose. Now, when you come out, you have to resist with the lower arm. So the lower arm wants to reach down towards the floor, reach with your upper arm, pull yourself up and out. Still pressing the back heel. Parallel your feet. Other side, right foot and left leg out. Front heel in line with back arch. Notice if you just moved your feet closer together, take them back to where they were. Press that outer rim of the back heel. Turn the front thigh out. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Pause. Make sure you have that. Now reach through the back arm as you exhale, come down. Back arm and back heel. Back arm, back heel. Back arm, back heel. All right, when we move in one direction, often our awareness takes everything in that direction. So granted, the whole body's in the pose. But press the back heel. That's the brain of the pose, according to BKS Iyengar. Still turn the front thigh out, lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Those arms extend away from each other. Lean back on your imaginary wall. Now resist with the bottom arm. The bottom arm wants to stay where it is. It doesn't want to come up. Press into the back heel, reach with the top arm, resist with the bottom arm, inhale, come up. Parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. You're in Tadasana. Do a real Tadasana. Do your pose. We're not waiting to see what's next. You're in a pose right now. Thighs back. Lifting up through the legs. Ribs in. Lifting up through the side ribs. Shoulders down. Extend through the arms. Whoa. I don't know if you can hear that at home, but we have the nice leaf blowers outside right now. Welcome that into the environment without resisting. All sounds, welcome. Right. Part of the practice is one of non-resistance, acceptance of what is. Fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. So now we're going to create some movement with our Utthita Trikonasana. Turn the left foot in, turn the right leg out. Front heel in line with back arch. Now get all the action. So the back thigh back, press the back heel. Turn the front thigh out, lift the outer knees to the outer hips, compact the hips. And we're going to go down and right back up. So extend through the back arm, press the back heel, exhale, come down. Now reach to the bottom arm, inhale, come back up. We're getting some movement today. Inhale, exhale, come down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come down. Your pace of your breath to be clear. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, come back up. One last time. Exhale, come back down. Now we'll hold it here. Resist with the bottom arm. Pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Over to the other side, right foot and left leg out. So you have to establish the basics. The thing about when we're moving more quickly or moving with the breath is we're not activating the muscles or lengthening the muscles as much because we just lose that awareness. So you want to build that muscle memory so that you have that. So the back thigh back, press the back heel. Front thigh out, lift the outer knees to the outer hips. And see if you can keep this awareness of the legs the whole time, that nothing changes. Press into the back heel, reach to the back arm, exhale, come down. And inhale, come up. You're still pressing the back heel. You're still lifting the outer knees to outer hips. Exhale down. Your breath. You don't have to follow me. Inhale, come up. My lungs are different than yours. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Reach to that back arm as you come down. Inhale, come up. Reach to the bottom arm as you come up. Are your legs. One more time. Inhale, come up. Now we'll stay. Exhale, come down. And then observe. Why are we staying? So you can observe. Reach to the bottom arm. Pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. Tadasana. Now you are in a pose. Tadasana. But the experience of the pose is different. It's not, you're not really in the same pose, right? These poses have the same names every time, but the experience is different. So first notice, without changing anything, notice what's happening. Notice if your thighs indeed, don't change it. Notice if your thighs indeed are pressing back. Notice if there's a lifting in the outer legs, the front legs, the back legs, the inner legs. And then after noticing, so you know what your defaults are, adjust. If they're not lifting, lift. If they were, say something kind to your legs for doing it automatically. But don't beat them up if they weren't. Right, we need to learn to celebrate the good without always finding or beating ourselves up, whatever it is about the bad. All right, take a couple of blocks on either side, if you have them. If you only have one block, take one block. Towards the rear of your mat. Let's have for Uttita Parjva Konasana, extended sine angle pose. Fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. Drop the shoulders, extend through the arms. Again, thighs back, ribs in. Left foot in, right leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Take that back thigh back to press the back heel. Turn the front thigh out, lift both outer knees to outer hips. Now again, press the back heel, reach through the back arm as you bend the front leg into that 90-degree angle. And on your exhalation, hand goes on the block. Move the block to your outer heel, right next to the foot. Extend the left arm up, rotate it, and extend over your head. Turn your torso towards the ceiling as you extend that arm over your head. Don't allow the torso to drop towards the floor. Leanne, take your head back slightly. Press, not the arm, the head. Press the back heel, lengthen that whole left side of your body. Good adjustment, Joe, a little bit more. The knees still forward. Good, better. Sit into it. Lengthen that inner groin of the front leg. Lengthen through that inner groin. Draw both outer knees to outer hips. Now again, that bottom arm does not want to come up. Press into the back heel. Inhale, come up and out. Pull with that top arm. Parallel the feet. Over to the other side. Right foot and left leg out. Front heel in line with back arch. Pressing that outer rim of the back heel. Turn the front thigh out. And I didn't say at the beginning, but those who are at home, you can unmute yourself and ask questions if you have them. Lift the outer knees to outer hips. Press the back heel, reach through that back arm. Maintain that as you bend the front leg. Keep the awareness on the back body as you bend the front leg. Exhale, hand on the block, move the block next to your foot. Reach up with your top hand, right hand. Rotate it. Lean back now as you extend your arm over your ear. Press the back heel as you extend the arm. Maintain the pressing of the back heel as you extend to that whole right side of the body. Back of your head still in line with your buttocks, still in line with your heel. Lengthen through the inner groin of the front leg. Draw both outer knees to outer hips. Extend to that whole right side of the body. And then the bottom arm does not want to come up. Press the back heel, reach for that top arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. Tadasana. Real Tadasana. How is this different? Every Tadasana will feel different. Every single one. can you refine your awareness so that you can notice the differences, not just to compare better, worse, all that kind of stuff, but just noticing the way the breath chooses to flow through the container of your body. Now just separate your feet apart. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out, and take that block next to your heel. Make sure the front heel is in line with your back arch, of course. Take the block next to your heel. Arms up. Take the thigh back, back thigh back, press the heel. Turn the front thigh out, both outer knees to outer hips. Compact those hips. So we're going to go in and out just like we did for Utthita Trikonasana. Reach through that back arm, press the back heel. Inhale, exhale, bend the leg. Wait, inhale, exhale, hand down. And as the hand goes down, extend the arm over your head. On your next inhalation, reach with your top arm, but resist with your bottom arm. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend the leg. Exhale, hand down, arm over. Inhale, come up. Inhale, exhale, bend the leg. Inhale again. Exhale, hand down, arm over. Inhale, come up. Inhale, exhale, bend the leg. Inhale, exhale, hand down, arm goes over. And inhale, come up. We're doing one last time, then we'll stay. Inhale, exhale, bend the leg. Inhale, exhale, hand down, extend the arm over. Stay there. Adjust, outer knees to outer hips. Lengthen that front groin. Lean back against your imaginary wall. Resist with that bottom arm. Inhale, come up and out. Parallel your feet. Take your hands on your hips for a moment. Are your thighs pressing back? Or are you throwing your hips and thighs forward? Are your ribs pushing forward? Mine are. I can feel them. I felt them going forward. So I have to go, okay, let's draw them back in. Okay, other side, left foot and right leg out. Move that block right next to your heel. Arms up. Thigh back, press the heels. Turn the front thigh out. Drop the shoulders, please. Now remember, when you're going down, resist with the back side. When you're coming up, resist with the front side. Press the back heel, reach through your back arm. Inhale. Exhale, bend the leg. And it's the pace of your breath. And your next exhalation, hand down, arm goes right over. And then inhale, pull yourself up, straighten the leg. Inhale, exhale, bend the leg. Next exhalation, you go down, arm goes over. Then inhale and come up. Exhale, bend the leg. Next exhalation, hand down, arm goes right over. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend the leg. Inhale, exhale, hand down, arm over. And then inhaling, come right up. Exhale, bend the leg. Exhale, hand down, arm over. And inhale, come up. Resist with that bottom arm. One more time, I'm going to stay there. Hopefully I'm doing the same amount on either side. We'll have to check the recording. Exhale, come down. Exhale, hand down, arm over. Stay there now. Outer knees to outer hips, press the back heel. Lengthen the inner groin. The front bottom ribs still move towards the back body here. This is not a back bend. That's better, Leanne. Do you feel the difference? Do you see what just happened? Now resist with that bottom arm. Reach to the top arm. Inhale, come up and out. Parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. See, sometimes you get the benefit or not benefit of what your teacher's going through. I was feeling stagnant today, so we're moving. I think a lot of people are feeling stagnant. I don't think it's just me. But you have to understand that when you walk into a yoga class, you are getting the experience of your yoga teacher. Even if it's all predefined, you're still getting what the shared community. So that's what's happening right now. Is there's stagnation, and we are seeking to unstagnate. Move the blocks out of your way so they're not right in line with you. You won't need. We're going to take them back in a minute. You can move them off your mat or towards the back. but I don't want them in the way of your feet. Virabhadrasana 2. Warrior pose 2. Fingertips up. Bend your legs, jumper step. Drop the shoulders. Extend through the arms. Again, try not to do the one where they're in front of you. So, and that too is opening up the armpits. If you can keep the ribs in, you take the arms slightly back so they're in line with your torso. Drop the shoulders. Left foot in, right leg out. Now, when we go into this pose, a lot of times we just take the weight fully onto that front foot and we take it onto the balls of the toes or even the toes in the front foot. The weight stays in the back heel and in the front heel. So half the weight on the back heel, half the weight on the front heel. And of course, we do the best we can. See if you can turn that back foot in a little bit, Joe. Reach out to the back arm, press the back heel, inhale. And on your exhalation, bend the front leg. But again, more awareness on the back leg, more awareness on the back arm. Now take your belly button towards the back leg, but don't let the knee follow. So the back thigh goes back, the front knee goes back. So there's that opening. Front bottom ribs back, back bottom ribs in. Lengthen through the side ribs and gaze over your front fingertips. But when you gaze over your front fingertips, there's an immediate wanting to take the torso forward. Everyone, take the torso towards the back arm so that your spine is perpendicular to the floor. Is the weight on the front heel, but equally on the back heel. Toes not gripping, toes resting. Lift the front toes up, lift the front toes up. If you can't, there's something wrong. And then you can rest them down once they're up. And then reach for that back arm. Resist with the front arm. Resist, resist, resist. Parallel your feet. Take your hands on your hips. It's a strong pose. This isn't in a good mood. We're moving more quickly, but you know, pausing is still beneficial. Arms out. Drop the shoulders. Left foot, right foot and left leg out. Press the back heel. Reach to the back arm. Inhale. Keep reaching through the back. Exhale, bend the front leg. Remember, half the weight on the front foot, half the weight on the back foot. Do not let that front knee go past your ankle. So it's thigh parallel to the floor. If it doesn't go there, no one's judging. If it needs to be on a little bit of an angle, do so. But know that that puts a little bit more pressure on the knee. So you really have to get that weight onto the heel. Lengthen through that front inner groin. Draw the outer knees to the outer hips. Reach to that back arm. Take that torso perpendicular to the floor. So see if you can take the torso back even a little. Yes, Joe. Good, good, good. Press into the back heel. Reach to the back arm. Drop the shoulders. Gaze over your front fingertips. When I say drop the shoulders, it doesn't mean drop the hands. The hands stay up. The shoulders go down. Now resisting with the front arm. Reach through the back arm. Pull yourself up. Straighten the leg. Parallel your feet. Jumper step your feet together. Check in. You are in Tadasana. Check in with this Tadasana. It is different than your last one. Much different than your last one. Maybe. I don't really know if it's much different, but I know it's different. You decide if it's much different. I just made that up. Sometimes we throw extra words. All right, fingertips up. Bend your legs. Jumper step. Drop your shoulders. Thighs back, ribs in, right? So if you get that here, you have a head start. Thighs back, ribs in. Now turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. That back thigh still goes back. These ribs hopefully stayed in. Or did they puff forward when you turned? Not uncommon. So take those front ribs out. We're going to go down and up. Reach to the back arm, press the back heel. Inhale, exhale, bend the leg. Then inhale, come back up. When you come down, do you have equal weight on both heels? Exhale down. Inhale, come up. Exhale down. Your breath. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Watch the knee past the ankle, Joe. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down, hold it. Reach through the back arm more than the front arm. Spine perpendicular to the floor. Observe. Reach through the back arm, resist with the front arm. Inhale, come up, parallel your feet, hands on hips. One more time, arms up, drop the shoulders. Right foot and left leg out. So I do, when I turn, I feel the top of the buttock comes up and the ribs go forward. Take the back side back, top of the buttocks down, not a pelvic tilt to be clear. And then take the front bottom ribs back. Now maintaining that, turn that front thigh out, draw the outer knees to the outer hips, compact the hips. Inhale, exhale, bend the leg. Inhale, come back up. Resist with the back arm. Exhale as you bend the leg. Resist with the front arm. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Don't let your torso go over that front leg. Exhale, come down. That's it, Joe. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. One more time. Inhale, come up. Now we're staying. Exhale, come down. Reach to that back arm more than the front arm. I mean, ultimately, yes, it's the same, but we tend to go through the front arm. We forget the back body. So is there half of your weight on your front heel, back heel? Are you still extending through the back arm? Soft eyes, not the hardened ones, soft ones. Lift the front chest to drop the shoulders without pushing the ribs forward. And then coming out, resist with the front arm, straighten the leg, parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. Separate your feet hip distance apart. Extend your arms forward, arms up. Just going to rest the brain for a moment. Hold the elbows. Inhale up, watch those ribs. Exhale, come down. Take your feet a comfortable space apart so that you can do a comfortable forward bend. Upper arms in line with your ears. So as you come down, don't let the arms draw faster than your head. Move the elbows away from your thighs. See if you can get those toes forward, Sean. They're turned out slightly. Good. Lift through the legs, outer knees to outer hips, the front of the legs, front quadriceps. Open the eyes of the knees, the top of the calf down, bottom of the hamstring up. Lengthening the inner groins. Now don't get me wrong, we're not done with our movements. Just taking a brain break, skull break. Let your arms go, sweep your arms back. Take your torso parallel to the floor, thighs back, arms extending back, chest forward. Inhale, come up. Feet together, Tadasana. Check out your Tadasana. Thighs back. Lifting up through the legs, lifting up through the side hips. Extending through the arms. All right, so just watch for a moment because I want to show you how we're going to do this. We'll take the feet apart. We're going to put that all together now. Take your left foot in, right leg out. You'll take the block close to your foot. So here's what we're going to do. Resisting with the back. We're going to come into triangle pose. We're going to bend the leg. Hand goes, and for triangle pose, you can hand on the block or the shin, whatever works. So for me, I could take a lower block, but I'm taking the shin. I'm going to bend the leg. Arm goes over. Konasana, right? Now you're going to resist with the bottom arm. Virabhadrasana 2. And then you come back up. And we're going to do that a few times. Maybe we'll do it once both sides and then a few times both sides, all right? So from Tadasana, fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. This is old school Iyengar yoga. Iyengar yoga used to be all flowing. People don't know that. Left foot in, right leg out. Look at the old videos. Now just take that block and put it near your heel. So press the back heel, turn the front thigh, lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Resist with the back arm. Exhale, come down. We teach a Trikonasana. Inhale. Exhale, bend the leg. No, not coming up. Bend the leg. Konasana. And then inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. And then come up. Parallel your feet, hands on hips. Make sense? All right, other side. Arms up, right foot and left leg out. You can adjust that block. Back thigh back, front thigh out. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Watch those ribs. Take those ribs in. Inhale. Exhale, Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale. Exhale, bend the leg, send the arm overhead, repeat the Parsva Konasana. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. And then inhale, come up. Parallel your feet, step for step. All right, everybody ready for some fun now? Yeah? Or not fun? Your choice, whether you call it fun or not. All right, fingertips up, jump or step. Don't trip over those blocks. You have to be careful. Okay, left foot in, right leg out. Move that block if you need to. Reach to the back, press the back heel, get those legs, outer knees to outer hips. Exhale, come down, triangle pose. Inhale, exhale, bend the leg, Bhargava Konasana. Inhale, reach to the top arm, resist with the bottom arm, Virabhadrasana 2. Then inhale, come up. On your exhalation, triangle pose. Inhale, exhale, Bhargava Konasana. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, come triangle pose. Next exhalation, Bhargava Konasana. Inhalation, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhalation, straighten the leg. One more time. Exhalation, triangle pose. Exhalation, Bhargava Konasana. Inhalation, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhalation, straighten the leg, parallel the feet, hands on hips. Arms up other side, right foot and left leg out. Take that block. Inhale. Exhale, Trikonasana. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Inhale. Exhale, Bhargava Konasana. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, Trikonasana. You have to inhale first, then exhale, Bhargava Konasana. And then inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. You have to exhale then. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, Trikonasana. Exhale, Bhargava Konasana. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten the leg. One last time. Exhale, Trikonasana. Exhale, Bhargava Konasana. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten the leg. Parallel your feet. Jump or step your feet together. Turn to face this side. We'll start off Uttanasana, then we'll go into downward facing dog. Arms forward, arms up. Hold your elbows the opposite way you just did, or you did previously. Inhale, exhale, Uttanasana, forward bend. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Let the head go. Lengthen through the inner groins. Let your arms go, hands on the floor. Walk your feet back, downward facing dog. Turn your thighs and press your thighs back. Open the eyes of the knees. Lift up through the upper legs, outer knees to outer hips. Hamstring lifting, front of the quadricep lifting, lengthening from the inner knees through the inner groin. And your exhalation, take your armpits towards your thighs. And then bend your legs, child's pose. Feet together, knees apart. Rest your skull. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, push to come up. Take a chair. And sit down a little bit, do a twist. So those that have to go over, make space for each other. So we're still safe-ish. Have the back of the chair facing the front. Have a seat in your chair so the right side of your body is facing the bar of the chair. Yeah, okay. Square your hips, knees, heels. Keep those front ribs in. Notice how even just sitting, top of the buttocks tends to come up as we fall in the abdomen and the front ribs go out. So can you take your shoulders over your hips, take the top of the buttocks down, take the front bottom ribs back. And extend your arms forward and arms up to lengthen. Press through the sit bones evenly, lengthen through the side ribs and spine. Maintain that length. On your exhalation, take your arms down, out to the sides to create width. That's it, Sean. Good. Hold your arms up from your armpits here, not the shoulders. And then inhale, exhale, take hold of the sides of the chair. Open hands. That's it. Elbows up, shoulders down, right? We tend to drop the elbows, lift the shoulders. I want the elbows up and the shoulders down. The elbows up helps broaden the front chest, helps broaden the back chest. Inhale, exhale, pull with the left hand, push with the right hand, turn. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Use the breath to turn. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Now pause and be here. Witness, observe. Maintain that lift. Inhale, maintain the lift. Exhale, come to center. Don't collapse as you turn to center. And then turn around on the chair. So again, square the hips, knees, heels. Top the buttocks down, front bottom ribs back. Arms forward, arms up. You can even use that idea with the back bottom ribs coming in to lift the arms up to help lengthen. So keep the front bottom ribs back and the back bottom ribs in. Keep the length. As you then exhale, take the arms out to the side. So now there's length and there's width. Front bottom ribs back, back bottom ribs in. Inhale, exhale, take hold of the sides of the chair. Now we're pulling with the right, pushing with the left. Inhale, exhale, turn. Inhale, exhale, turn. Use the exhalation. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Elbows up, shoulders down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Observing, becoming the witness. The actions only walk us to the door of yoga. Now is your opportunity to walk through the practice of observation. Maintain the lift. Inhale, maintain the lift. Exhale, come to center. Turn to the first side. I'm going to use the breath a little bit differently. So as you exhale, I want you, we've been lifting, inhale, lifting, exhale. As you exhale, you turn. So now I want you to inhale, lift, exhale completely, empty your body of breath, and then turn. Okay? So arms forward, arms up. Maintain that length, front ribs back, back ribs in. Exhale, take your arms halfway down, widen. Inhale, lifting. Now exhale completely. Then take hold of the sides of the chair. And then inhale, lift. Exhale completely. Empty. And then turn. Elbows up, shoulders down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale completely. Pace of your breath, of course. Empty completely. Then push and pull to turn. One more time. Inhale, lifting. Exhale completely. Pace of your breath. The end of the exhalation. Turn. Observe. Let the breath breathe you. Maintain the lift, maintain the width. Exhale, come to center. Pause for a moment, and then turn. Square the hips, knees, heels, front ribs back ribs in. And when I say that, I'm referring to the bottom ribs. So from bottom ribs back, bottom ribs in. Arms forward, arms up. Lengthen. Keep the ribs in. Exhale, take the arms out to the sides, widen, keep the lift, keep the width. Inhale, exhale completely. The end of the exhalation, take hold of the sides of the chair. Inhale, exhale completely, pace of your breath, empty completely. Turn. Elbows up, shoulders down. Inhale, exhale completely, empty. Turn. One more time, inhale, lifting. Exhale completely, empty it all, and turn. Now witness. Maintain the lift, maintain the width. Exhale, come to center. All right, remove the chair, lie back on your mat. Lie back and bend your legs into your chest. Lie back, bend your legs into your chest. Now hold around your right shin only and take your left foot to the floor close to your buttocks. Close to your buttocks first. And draw the right thigh down, drag the left heel on the floor, straighten the left leg. Turn that left thigh in, left thigh presses down, right thigh draws towards your torso. Take the outer right hip away from your right shoulder so that there is equal length on the two sides of your torso. As you turn the left thigh in, draw the right thigh down and extend through that inner left leg. There should be a softness here along with the work. So don't harden into this work. Soften the shoulders. The hands should be soft even though they're holding. Find a releasing in the groins, a broadening of the lower back. And bend the left leg next to the right. Hold around both legs for a moment. And holding behind the knees is fine too. So around the shins or behind the knees, your choice. Then hold around the left leg only, around the shin or behind the knee. Take the right foot to the floor first. Draw the left thigh towards the torso as you drag the right heel, straighten the right leg, turn the right thigh in. Draw the left thigh towards the torso. But as you draw the left side towards the torso, take the outer left hip away from your left shoulder. Outer left hip away from your left shoulder. So the two sides of your torso are equal in length. Resist hardening. So soften the shoulders, soften the hands. Let the breath breathe you as you draw the left thigh down, as you extend through the inner left leg, lengthening through both groins, broadening across the lower back. And the right leg into the left. Hold around both legs. Now hold around the right shin only. This time, straighten the left leg above the floor, 2-3 inches above the floor. So you're holding around the right leg, left leg is above the floor. Turn the left thigh in. The leg's going to go down, but don't just take the foot down. The foot goes down all the way. From the upper inner left thigh, take your leg down to the floor. Draw the right thigh down as you do so. Still extending through the inner left leg, lengthen both groins. Take that right outer hip away from your shoulder. Let the breath breathe you. That's two ways to go into it with your legs. They're slightly different actions or experiences is a better word, two experiences of especially the back, but of course the whole body. One is not right, one is not wrong. They're different ways. Examine them, study them. Then the left leg next to the right. Hold around both legs first. Then shift to the left leg, straighten your right leg above the floor, 2-3 inches above the floor. Turn that right thigh in, draw the left thigh down, and from the upper inner right thigh, place the leg down. Take the left outer hip away from your shoulder, draw the left thigh down, extend through the right leg. Still releasing the inner groin, still broadening across the lower back. Still not hardening in other parts, not hardening the shoulders, not hardening the hands, certainly not hardening the face. Then the right leg into the left. On your inhalation, take your feet to the floor. Scoop the flesh of the top of your buttocks towards your heels. Straighten your legs one at a time. Take your arms out to the sides. At 30-degree angles to the body. Palms up if that's comfortable. If not, take your palms down. Let go. We did a lot of movement today. Now can you practice stillness? And stillness doesn't mean that there's zero movement. The body is always moving. Your heart is beating. The breath is breathing you. Your body's digesting. Blood is flowing. So there's movement. But with that movement, can you hold space for stillness? Notice as the mind wanders. You can always move those thoughts to the back, bottom part of your brain. Re-aim your awareness to the breath that is breathing you. Begin slowly coming out. Lengthen the inhalation. Deepen the inhalation. Lengthen and deepen the exhalation. Slow, smooth, peaceful breath. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your nose. Bend your legs, place your feet on the floor with your knees together, feet apart. Take your hands onto your abdomen or onto your chest. Let the healing energy of your hands penetrate your body, pierce through your layers, and heal whatever it is you may need healing with today. When you feel ready, extend your right arm past your right ear, roll to the right side, be on your right side for a moment. When you feel ready, place your left hand on the floor in front of your heart, turn your torso towards the floor. First, push to come up chest first, head last. Come up to sitting. Bring your palms together. Draw your eyes back and down as you turn the corners of your lips up, observing your practice. And let's close our practice together by chanting one collective Om. Deep inhalation. Om. Gently let your eyes open. Big smile. Namaste. Bow to the divine within you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone here. So grateful that you're here. Thank you, everybody there. Please come. Please join us. and community. And we're
you.
grateful for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.